All right, I hate to say it, guys, but PayPal is clearly in trouble. Wall Street wanted nothing to do with it before, and now that they've named a new CEO, Wall Street seems to just want to beat it back down to new lows. Naming the new CEO was one of the two catalysts we wanted to see to basically send PayPal back on the right track and get it moving in the right direction again, but clearly, something's not right with that at all either. And to just add to the confusion, I've heard some utterly ridiculous takes on a new CEO from YouTubers, from the media, from a lot of other folks that just kind of adds to the confusion and the complexity of this entire situation. So what is the truth with this new CEO and everything else kind of around it and kind of involved with it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to discuss today, right after you gently tap that like button and consider subscribing to It's Super Easy to Do if you like the truth without the hype. And this sale celebrating the stock analyzer tool it just released to members is live for the Market Insiders private group, where if you take advantage of this sale, you get to keep that price for the life of your membership as long as you stay a member. And guys, I'm sorry, but the price has to go up in order to support this tool and a lot of the future things that we have coming to the group. But not only do you get free access to the tool, you get to take 5 courses for free. You get to see all my buy and sell alerts in real time, like buys on these stocks that we're going to talk about today. You get to see my complete watch list with price targets. You get tons of exclusive videos. I think I do 3, 4, 5 a week in there. You can slide into my DMs. You can jump on our live Q&As that we do at least weekly. We have the best 6- and 7-figure Discord out there with tons of members willing to help you through everything from building a plan to doing evaluation to getting those price targets. Basically everything you need in order to have a successful plan to move forward in your investing. So make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and take advantage of the sale before it goes away and the price goes up forever. Obviously, once a new CEO was named, I started getting to work, basically doing my research on the guy and kind of going back through history a little bit, kind of saying, hey, what happens when a new CEO is named? What is his background? What kind of are his strengths, weaknesses, some things like that. And I kind of put it all together in a video here that I put together for my group. But because PayPal basically has just been a disaster since this happened, or since he was named, I wanted to make sure I got this in your hands too as fast as possible, because obviously I know a lot of you guys are curious about PayPal. There's so much confusion around, the new CEO. What does it mean? What are his strengths? All that stuff. So I wanted to kind of just clear that up all together today. So I'm going to bring you that video here. My initial thoughts are, kind of coming back around here. My initial thoughts are it's a good hire. How good remains to be seen here. Some positive. I'll put the press release down there. I'll link it in the description of the video there, or put it down in the comments, whatever. So that way you can actually see the press release, because that's really where you get the vast majority of the information on here, because the guy is a relatively unknown. Now, it does not mean he's not experienced, because clearly he has experience at a very high level at a publicly traded company, and he has, executive level experience for a long time. He's been in the industry for a very long time. So basically, he's young. This is his first time, and he's trying to build his reputation. And remember, these guys, you don't rise through the ranks of a large company like that, like Intuit, and then obviously getting to make the jump over to PayPal CEO by being a mid-tier player, by being a lower tier player. He's clearly a good player within those groups. How good remains to be seen. Again, there are lots of folks who are great. Whatever position he held prior, they're really great. Junior executives, they're really great in a particular field, but being the CEO over everything is a different skill set altogether. And that's something a lot of people forget. They just assume, oh, well, he was a great CFO, therefore he might be a great CEO. That isn't always the case. Same thing with a great COO, chief operations officer, into a great CEO. Doesn't always work that way either. So it's not like it's a slam dunk, no brainer, whatever the heck else you want to go out there. However, I will say that when you read through the press release and you kind of look at what he has to offer, what his background is, in regards to that Intuit, and they highlighted specifically, and it was really kind of the only thing that kind of jumped out at me in regards to the press release, that he had helped with the transition of, basically acquiring MailChimp and bringing it underneath the Intuit umbrella. And that to me, and that was kind of, they highlighted specifically, that's what impressed them the most about the guy. This is what separated him from the other candidates. So kind of being involved with the C-suites like I am for a very, very long time, I can tell you there are basically 2 types of CEOs. You have the CEOs who are looking for endless growth, boundless growth. There's endless opportunities. And then you have more what I would call operators, guys who are going to come in and just keep the business humming along as is. That they're going to grow. It's just not going to be this crazy, they're not going to chase, they're not going to take risk. They're just operators. They're just really, really good at maximizing what you already have there and taking it to the max, taking it to the ends that you can take it to. That's what they're really, really good at. But as far as, basically breaking the mold or breaking the box or, creating something different, that's where those type guys struggle, or they're just not good at. And there's a lot of times you don't want that sort of CEO who's going to break things and, basically take on that risk reward of, hey, this is kind of high risk, but the reward is also higher in regards to finding new growth opportunities in terms of moving the business forward, not just from being a giant like it is right now, but moving it into that kind of like that next level, that next stage. And it would appear, again, it would appear that he was the one out of the 9, that the other 8 were probably more operators, or at least that's how they presented themselves and their plan to the board in regards to how they want to grow the business or how they want to run the business, as opposed to this guy clearly leaned on that experience as kind of his major pitch towards the executive team. Hey, I'm the right guy. Here's kind of what I have laid out. Now, that is all speculation. I don't know that to actually be true, but at the same point, they put that nugget in there for a reason. And that to me is the only logical reason I can think of. Now, there could be others. I agree. I don't think of everything. I'm sure you guys have thought of a lot of reasons why that would be in there. But for me, that's an initial, sliver of, hey, I think they're at least trying to go in the right direction in regards to kickstarting that growth engine again and really trying to grow the business and really trying to grow the company, regardless of whether it's through M&A or through some other means, internal products, whatever they choose, whatever the heck he has planned. That to me is a positive signal. Now, in terms of the stock price, it's not going to move a whole lot. This isn't another big name executive crossing over who's on everybody's hot list to take over their company, and they happen to land the big fish. This is not any of those scenarios. So why would Wall Street get really, really excited about it? Think about it from a trader's perspective. We don't know a lot about this guy. He has not set forth his plan, his vision, what changes he's going to make, who he's going to change on his management team, what are his new growth rates for PayPal moving forward. There's a lot of things that are yet to be announced that, unless it's a big name that has a reputation of turning around companies in the past and doing a bang up job, which he's not, we don't know. And so I wouldn't expect investors to be too excited. I expect them to be a little bit optimistic, like, hey, they didn't go with I hate to call him an old dog, but they didn't go with an old guy who's just an operator who's just going to keep things humming right along and just basically, make the transition of the old CEO and what he's been doing and just basically keep that going. You can clearly tell there's going to be a different vision there. There's going to be something different about it. How much different, how large, remains to be seen. It's all speculative because nobody knows what the heck this guy's plan really is. Nobody has there's no past track record I can go and look at. There's none of those things that I can go and actually unwind to actually create any sort of a, hey, this is really going to work, or it has a great potential to work moving forward. We just don't know. Now, did I think they blow it? No, I don't think they blew it at all. Like I said, I don't think it's a terrible pick at all. I think it's a good, solid pick. However, it could be a great pick if the vision is excellent and they're actually able to execute to it. And it could be one of those deals to where, hey, they went with a young guy, a lot of passion, a lot of vision, clearly very driven, but just didn't have the right vision for PayPal, just didn't have the right execution style, or couldn't get the execution done because it's hard being a CEO. It's not an easy job. And those are all still unknown. So that's one of the 2 dominoes we've talked about with PayPal, right? Got to name that new CEO. So now that mystery's out of the way. And, you got your answer there in terms of clarity. It's kind of a mixed bag, right? There's going to be some folks who wanted an operator. They just wanted them to continue SoFi's growth at whatever reasonable rate they're growing at and leave it at that. You're going to have others that are highly excited because there's a chance of something new coming in, fresh blood, maybe some M&A activity, maybe some other growth type activities, gets investors excited. But until we have that plan and everything else, there's not a whole lot to get excited about. And then 2, fintech is not out of the doghouse yet. So barring some sort of a blockbuster name and, free agent signing, if we want to use a sports term here, outside of a blockbuster name coming over and jumping on your squad, it's not going to move the needle a whole lot, especially with fintech being in the doghouse like it is. So we have one block down. Cool. That's one unknown. That's good news. That right there will pique the interest of some large investors. And then we need that other part, fintech, to kind of work its way out of the doghouse there. And then honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. One, I don't know how when the market decides to finally come back onto PayPal, obviously it's going to move strongly. How much? Nobody knows. When that happens, nobody knows. It may take 2 or 3 quarters. Wall Street may not trust the guy until he's got multiple quarters of performance to whatever the heck his new targets are. So you kind of see how far behind we are in regards to this curve per se with PayPal. We've got to see what his plan is. How does that plan stack up against what we feel is reality? How do investors take that plan? More importantly, the big dogs, the Wall Street guys. And then 2, the next piece is do we trust them to execute to that? And we won't know that yet either. Maybe they'll get on board earlier. That's kind of my hope. We've had plenty of time to build out these positions. So this isn't like a meta where we just got beaten down and then took the rocket ship back up. Same thing kind of with Tesla. It kind of got beaten down and then took a rocket ship back up there first few, months of the quarter here, or months of the year. we're not in that type scenario. We've had more than a year and a half to build out great position in PayPal. We just have, and we're getting more time right now. So you had plenty of time to build out the position. So I wouldn't mind a quicker run. However, I have no idea. It could take multiple quarters, and that's okay too. Part of being a buy and hold investor, and the beauty of being a buy and hold investor, is time is on my side. I can afford to wait. I can afford to continue to add more here and there and continue to build out that position as he starts to execute to that new vision. So that for me is kind of my initial thoughts on it. And the sale celebrating the stock analyzer tool it just released to members is live for the Market Insiders private group, where if you take advantage of this sale, you get to keep that price for the life of your membership as long as you stay a member. But not only do you get free access to the tool, you get to take 5 courses for free. You get to see all my buy and sell alerts in real time. You get to see my complete watch list with price targets. You get tons of exclusive videos. I think I do 3, 4, 5 a week in there. You can slide into my DMs. You can jump on our live Q&As that we do at least weekly. We have the best 6- and 7-figure Discord out there with tons of members willing to help you through everything from building a plan to doing evaluation to getting those price targets. Basically everything you need in order to have a successful plan to move forward in your investing. So make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and take advantage of the sale before it goes away and the price goes up forever. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market. And click here if you just want to see my plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.